And overseas player Ricky Klatt. Ricky had a rough one this morning. At the 9 o'clock, I was here to witness it. Hopefully 5 o'clock will be better for you.
Yeah, hopefully, man. We working. We got a lot of guys in here that's trying to get better, and so the biggest thing is taking it one game at a time and helping these guys get to where they want to get to. So that's what it's all about here at DME, and I'm glad I'm here.
Ricky, you're in your first year here at DME, and so is post-grad white coach K.O. Santos, originally from Brazil, and he's in a nice suit and tie, or I should say dress shirt and tie today.
Absolutely.
Over there with some shades on and the new look with the shaved head. And he did it for somebody who was battling breast cancer. So K.O. shaved his head for raising money for that, and he looks sharp over there.
Yeah, he does, man. My grandma died from breast cancer, so I know I've always represented it, and I always have my little pink bands and different stuff that I wear throughout the month, man. It's something that's serious, so always good to represent and stand for the women. So
absolutely,
that's awesome.
Absolutely. And this is actually our last round of quarterfinal games today. The winner will play tomorrow at, I believe, I'm sorry here. This is a 11 a.m. game if they win. Second round. Nope, they play at 8:30. The winner of this game plays at 8:30 tonight. Triple threat out of Florida in the black. DME in the home white.
Good rebound.
And the rebound corralled by Mohammed Kriegli out of Lebanon, a 6'4" guard who actually played post-grad last year in South Florida for a team out of Miami. And so this is his second year of doing post-grad. You're familiar with Mohammed, obviously. What's your thoughts on him?
Mohammed's a good player, man. Very cerebral guy. Understands the game. Shoot the ball long, makes right decisions with the ball. Definitely should be able to help the program out at the next level. Very good kid. Just right there. Good pass to corner to Cedric.
And Mo's got 2 rebounds so far, and neither team has made a shot yet until now. And that is number 10, and that does not have a name over here. That is not anyone on this. There's no name to him.
22.
Danilo Castellano, the 6'1" guard. Looks like Damon Harge is on this roster.
Yeah, he is, man. I talked to him before the game. He said he was at Texas Southern and the coach got fired. So what he's planning on doing is doing a half a year post-grad, and then he's supposed to be going to FIU.
Okay.
He's a pretty good player, man. Played on that state championship team at Oak Ridge last year with Emmett Williams and Antoine Jones, I believe, that went to Texas A&M and LSU. Big-time players at that school.
And Mohammed Kriegli steps out of bounds on the catch, and sloppy start early for DME. This team has done a pretty good job so far of competing early on in the year. Coach K.O. came in late as an acquisition to the coaching staff here, and is trying to get it rolling early on. And that's the second bucket by Danilo Castellano. He's got all 6 points so far early on, and triple threat falls back into his zone.
Shot Cedric.
On the other end, Cedric Dedeker from Belgium, who just came in from Belgium. A really talented point guard. Played professionally last year in Belgium, and obviously me and you both playing over there. What advantages do you think he gets in already having that experience from going to that much structure and discipline into now obviously coming to the post-grad game, which is kind of looked at as a renegade thing to do?
I think for me, what I see in his game, especially from the practices that I've seen him in, he just moves at a different pace from everybody else. Obviously playing with grown men year-round, that definitely is a huge benefit for him. He gets to learn from a lot of guys that have played at the highest level that come from America to overseas, and then guys that have already been over there in this country. So it's a huge benefit as a young 16, 17, or 18-year-old player playing against grown men.
What adjustments to, obviously the regimen here at DME and everything he goes through is very similar to what he had in Belgium, but you know, the style and systems and the style of play he probably faces, you know, what do you think the adjustments are for him from going from the pro game to now being in a pretty much a, you know, high school basketball?
I think the biggest thing is the speed of the game. From what I've seen, when I came overseas and I left America and played over there, just they play at a slower pace, a lot more half-court offense and possessions than I know over here in America, and it has a lot to do with AAU basketball. A lot of up and down and just fast breaking and pressing and not a lot of structure. It's a lot of structure.
Well, that's an non-conventional three-point play there by DME as Dro, I don't have Dro's last name here.
Alejandro Castellanos.
Castellanos from New York makes one from the line, misses one, but Alan Schiller from Israel gets the putback finish, the active big.
I'm a big-time Allen fan. He very wiry 6'5" guy, and he's probably got a 6'9", maybe 6'10" wingspan. Very long, very, very long and wiry guy.
Now, this is my question for you, Ricky, is Damon Harge, who's got the ball right now, number 0, he reclassified already before. So him being here, I believe he is using a year of eligibility.
I'm almost 100% certain that's why he's going to transfer at the halfway point of the year and get his career started at FIU. But I have to make sure to talk to him after the game, make sure I have my facts straight. But that's what he told me. So, good kid though, knows how to play the game, shoot it, quick with the ball, on-ball defense is pretty good. So,
what a pass by Cedric Dedeker, and running the floor is Alan Schiller, and he's back to the line again after just having a three-point play. He's got 5 of the first 9, and he'll be going for his second straight three-point play. I see Mary McMillan in the house, sitting on the other side. It's good to see her in the gym.
Yeah, she's a gym rat. You know you can't get her out of the gym.
You know, so it's good turnout here for the first annual 2018 inaugural. I'm sorry, Carl would correct me like he did on my May Madness tournament. He said it's inaugural Beach and Ball Classic here at DME. Harge steps back.
Cedric.
Dedeker guarding him.
And he's used to playing against quick guards like Damon, American guards that are quick with the ball. So he's able to stay in front and sit down and stay between him and the basket.
Rebound corralled, and the ball's knocked out of bounds. Good hustle play there by, I think that's Cleo. Is that 31?
31.
31, yeah. Cleo Dewey-Dion. I'm sorry if I messed that up, but probably a international kid would be my guess. But he'll come up and set a screen for who is number 1? Dudion with the bucket and the foul. Who is that number 1? I don't even see that in the book either.
Assist to number.
Is that a 3? Oh, that's a 3. It's so faded. Yohamid Rodriguez.
Good job.
4-0 on the foul count until now. That's the first team foul on DME. And Dudion misses the free throw, and the rebound's corralled by him. That's
back-to-back free throws that we've seen offensive rebounds on.
Nice transition play there, very unselfish. I thought Mohammed might have just should have went up with his own left-hand finish, but Allen's back to the line again for the third straight trip. So Early on, what are your thoughts and what do you think are the keys for the game if you're Coach Santos over there?
Just controlling the tempo. I mean, it looks like they're doing a really good job. They're playing at the pace they want to play at. They're a pretty fast team, very unselfish team, getting out on the break and getting a lot of transition points and getting to the free throw line as we've been seeing. I think just staying under control and playing within their game. They're a really good team, and I know Coach K.O. does a really good job in practice with these guys. So,
ill-advised turnover there by Rodriguez, and Dedeker takes it down the other way and can't finish at the rim. Alejandro travels, and that's a pretty good call there. But good effort there in running the floor by Castellanos. 10-8 early on. DME up top. Just about 5 minutes into the game. DME already has 5 fouls drawn on Triple Threat. Harge with the pull-up, no good. Rebound, Schiller. Good defense again by Dedeker. He'll find Schiller running the floor. Kick it to Creedley, who's for the second straight time stepped out of bounds. So that's two. That is two ill-advised plays there for DME where they come up empty, where they just don't know where they at or on the floor. Harge comes off 2 pick and rolls, hesitates, hits Rodriguez, and he gets called for walking.
Man, a lot of travel so far. That was the 4th travel that I've seen so far. Got to get some better footwork on these guys. It's a lost art in these days, the footwork, man. Got to have good footwork.
Schiller and Dedeker will play 2-man. They'll find Castellanos in the short corner. He'll spin, kick it out to Mohamed Creedley for a wide-open NBA 3, and he hits. It's pretty good ball movement right there for DME as they stretch out their biggest lead of the game so far early on in the game, 13-8. Rodriguez plays pick and roll, stops and pops and responds with his own triple. And a timeout by Triple Threat here with 14-12. And it's 13-11, DME on top early on. So it's kind of been a sloppy start for both teams, Ricky. Obviously, DME's got to the basket, got to the free throw line early on. But what's your strategy here in this first timeout early on, and what are you trying to do or emphasize if you're Coach Santos?
If I'm Coach Santos, it looks like they're a pretty guard-heavy team. Guarding the three-point line, they have 3 threes so far. That's 9 of their 11 points. Making sure that we get these guards off that three-point line. DME is the bigger team, so I don't think they should have a problem with stopping these smaller guards from getting to the rim or contesting their shots, making them shoot tough shots. So just driving them out the three-point line there. Offensively, keep doing what they're doing. Pushing the ball up the court. They move the ball really well, and they're sharing it. So they can definitely control that tempo if they could get some stops down here and drive these little guards off the three-point line.
I wonder if we will see Nicholas Bird today, who was hurt in practice the other day. He's a big piece to this team for Coach Santos as Kari Smith misses the mid-range jumper. And it looks like Bird is going to check in, which is a good sign. Tough kid. He took a hard fall the other day.
Yeah, he did. Heard they scrimmaged the coaches here at DME the other day. How did that go?
Well, they all were winless. And another travel. This one by Triple Threat. So that's the 5th travel in the first 6 minutes of the game. Smith out, Bird in, and young Quincy Affo from Holland is in the game. Bird dives on the floor 15 seconds into his first possession. I guess that hip is okay.
Yeah, it is. Another travel, though, man.
So 6 and counting, 1 per minute. Another 2 screens as Harge comes right to left, gets a re-screen, kicks it out to Castellano, who finds Rodriguez. He drives baseline, and his pass bounces off the rim. He corrals it and has a nice little reverse layup, and he'll take it. Yeah. No turnover and 2 points. He'll take it. Creedley finds Schiller. Schiller trying to show the range, and that's no good. And a silly foul by Afo. And that is his first, the team's first. And the clock needs to stop.
Reset it. Reset the shot.
Reset the shot clock. There you go. We're going to have to get someone over there. Illegal screen called.
Number 34, Christian Williams.
Dedeker plays high pick and roll with Afo. Finds Creedley. Creedley in the corner for three. No good. Afo with the rebound, and he's fouled. I don't know how that's on the ground, but if it is, either way, the next one is the 1-and-1.
That should be
for
two on
DME.
Number 34.
That's two straight.
Christian Williams?
Yep, two straight on Williams. And the size is pretty much the same, except for Afo in this matchup today. Dedeker for three, rims around and no good. And a silly foul 90 feet away from the bucket. That's the second straight by DME. And now the team count on the fouls is 3 for DME. 13-13 here, all knotted up as we approach the halfway mark of the first half. Harge, floater blocked by Dedeker. He's done a heck of a job on Harge so far early on defensively.
In front, man. That's
Quincy gets called for a travel.
Go get the ball.
Ricky's out here trying to give some advice to the point guard. I'm not mad at you. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, man. Just watching these guys, I know we've been here every day, man, trying to help them get better.
Harge, nice move to the basket, draws the foul, but that was shifty.
He's a shifty guy, man. He's tough to stay in front of.
Harge going to the line, makes his, nope, still scoreless though.
It's the first one.
Still scoreless. And you obviously think he'll get it rolling here in the next 32 minutes. However, you know, he is scoreless at the moment and remains scoreless. Slow start for him. Dedeker finds Bird under the bucket, and that's a nice find by Dedeker as he gets his second assist early on in the game.
He has a really
Bird
good
with the steal.
Awareness, court vision.
And he'll slow it down. He'll throw a bounce pass, and there's a turnover. So a lot of turnovers here early on. Three, corner pocket, no good for Castellano. And the ball will go back to DME.
Love that guy, Nick Bird, man. He's a glue guy. You got to have a guy like that to win. Does all the little things. Hustles, runs his lane, gets the loose balls, guards anyone. Got to have guys like that.
Dedeker for three, good, but they call it a legal screen. And I don't even think there was a screen there. But tough call on Quincy. His second, team's fifth, and both teams adding up in the foul count and turnovers here early on. Harge turns it over. DME with numbers. Creedley finds Castellanos. He'll find Afo, who will shoot a three, and he'll hit. The 6'9", showing the range, stepping out and hitting with the soft touch. Afo's first basket of the game.
That's his versatility right there, man. He can stretch the floor.
And a nice find by Rodriguez, finding Dion, who's got 2 3-point plays. And that is Afo's third foul. And now they will downsize, move Mohammed to the 4, and bring in Baptiste Diaz from France.
A small ball.
It's 18-16 here. A lot of contact, no call for Dedeker, and out and running his triple threat. They got numbers, and they turn it over. And Dedeker will get a chance to redeem himself if he can hunt it down, and he can. Another turnover.
A team that gets 5 straight possessions with no turnovers is probably going to win this game. Got to take care of that ball. Right now, no one's taking care of it. It's either being thrown away or it's a travel.
A lot of action and not a lot of points so far compared to a few of these other games from earlier on.
Who's your favorite right now at this tournament that you've seen so far?
I like the DME blue team a lot.
Agreed.
And that's a tough turnaround jumper there by Pierre Girang. I don't know how to say it. Girang. From somewhere probably in Africa, I would assume.
Or French.
Yep.
French or African, definitely.
Dedeker for 3, no good. He's had a tough time finding the arc and often running his triple threat on the break, stop, and they'll turn it over. I like the DME white or blue team. I think they're athletic, they're big, they got scoring. I think that's a really good team. Creedley off for 3. Good tip out by Diaz, and Dedeker will try again, and he'll miss. And now a foul on Creedley, and that will send
22.
Castellano to the line, who's been quiet since those first 2 threes he hit to start the game, and try to add to his first half tally here with a 1-and-1.
Looked like DME made an adjustment after he hit those first 2 threes. They've been really chasing him off that three-point line. Really getting out on him every time he catches it.
Kari Smith will check in for Dedeker, who will take a quick breather and probably run the show. Avi Wiswer from Ossining, New York, has checked in the game as well. Alejandro gets the ball stolen, and Kari gives up on the play and concedes the layup to Rodriguez, and triple threats on a little run right now.
DME just turned that ball over. Like I just said,
6-0 run.
The team that take care of the ball.
6-0 run, and the scoring is not being added up. Whoever's doing the scores table over there is not doing a very good job.
We need to go do a tutorial at halftime.
Avi's Wiswer's jumper is no good, and DME struggling here to get in any type of rhythm right now, scoring the ball.
Well, I think this is their first test of the season. I know they're 1 or 2-0, but the team they played didn't have some good guards. This team clearly has some pretty solid guards. So,
Kari Smith, no good.
Definitely be a good test for these guys. Early season, that's what it's all about in the early season. Getting your team battle tested to get ready for the SIAA.
Castellano, nice feed to Dion. He misses the reverse, and now DME's got numbers. Wiswer finds the trail kick out from Alejandro, and he gets called for a charge. And DME just is in a drought right now. And Triple Threat will call timeout here with 7:35 left. Up 4 here, a little over halfway through the first half. Like we said, the winner of this game will be in the semifinals. The second round. And they will play at 8:30 tonight and that will be on the Lakers court. So, what do you think is going to dictate the next these next 7:35? What are you telling your team here after a sloppy start to the game for Coach Santos?
DME right now, they've given up a 9-0 run. It was 18-13. It's now 22-18, and they probably haven't scored for about a good 2-3 minutes. Just going back inside, I mean, in the beginning they were featuring Alejandro Castellano. He was touching the ball, and he was making good reads and kicking it out to the shooters. I think they've kind of gone away from that. So getting back to feeding the big man inside and working it way inside out. All the guards have been shooting a lot of jump shots, and they haven't been feeding the big guy. So. Whose ball is it?
DME's ball underneath. Out the timeout, it's the same guys who were just in. Castellanos gets a shot blocked and out of bounds, and DME will retain possession. I don't know how the shot clock was reset. What is being discussed right now? I don't know.
I think who has the ball? Maybe they might have got that wrong.
I'm confused here. This is not a good. I don't know what it is. And there's your makeup call.
That's exactly what that was.
What was it? Oh. Yeah, you gave it. Good. Well, the refs made up for it.
Yeah, they did.
Out the timeout, they run a little stagger. Harge with Smith on him. Harge trying to get going here in the first half. And ball finds Castellanos' hand, left hand finish, no good, and the other Castellanos gets the rebound. There's Castellano and there's Castellanos. And there's Castellanos dribbling in traffic, wheeling, going up, and he draws a foul. What do you think about Dro, as we call him, the undersized, blue-collar post player for Coach Santos?
I like him. I mean, another hard-nosed kid, bruiser, banger. He gets in there. He throws his body around. He's the dirty guy. He doesn't mind getting his feet, hands, arms, elbows dirty. But he's a banger, man. He plays with a lot of heart, rebounds the ball well for an undersized post, runs the floor, is a pretty solid passer out of the post. And another glue guy, does all the little things. Guys you need to win games.
Dro makes both and 2 much-needed points for DME.
They went back inside, man. That's the key. Got to go inside out. Too much out and no in. It's going to hurt your team.
Hard stops, pops, air ball. Damon Hard just struggled here.
He really has.
And they've gone back to a little zone here, it looks like. 1-2-2.
Yep.
Castellanos, 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Harge. Boy, he's quick. And he gets called for an offensive foul. And he doesn't like it. And I don't know if I like it.
What do you think about that? I see a lot of these young guys, they use their off arms a lot to beat pressure instead of either their footwork or their ball handling ability. What do you think about that?
I didn't think he did a whole lot there. I thought he had a pretty good move, and you know, he's played bad, you know, but I actually like his game, and I'm very critical of young point guards, but I actually like Damon's game. You know, I got to give credit to Dedeker. Dedeker's done a very good job on him,
Kari.
and Kari's done a nice job so far. Obviously, I think it's hurt Dedeker a little bit on the offensive end, I don't think
spending so much energy.
I don't think he's done a whole lot offensively, and that's probably why. Good pass by Bird. He finds Wismer, who stepped back and thought about it, and a carry's called on Baptiste. So good defensive possession there by Triple Threat, and this game is slowed down drastically as both teams are struggling to score here with just under 6 minutes left in the first half. 22-20 Triple Threat.
He just got back off injury, Baptiste Diaz. He was out for about a week and a half with an ankle injury. It's good to see him back on the court.
Cordona's three, no good. Ball bounces out of bounds, and it will stay with Triple Threat. Dudion has been very good on the glass. Hard still can't get it to go. Two DME guys have the ball and couldn't get it. Third opportunity on this possession, and it's a quick one, and it's an air ball. So maybe not what Coach wanted there after playing hard and getting a few extra possessions for his team.
Definitely want to make the team work. That if you're on 0 and you get offensive rebound, don't want to make it easy on those guys and shoot a bunch of jump shots.
Castellanos with the nice footwork. His shot gets is deflected. Wismer for three. His first bucket of the game, and DME goes back on top with a little mini 5-0 run to take the lead. Another turnover by Triple Threat, and I think if I'm Coach Santos, I haven't played my best half, and I still got a 1-point lead. You know, I think he's got to feel pretty good about things. Obviously, they've dodged a bullet because Triple Threat hasn't played too well themselves either so far.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And that's what's good. You can go into halftime. You want to try to make a run here right before half, and then give the guys some good adjustments to come out in the second half and execute on. Both teams have really struggled to put the ball in the hoop. We've seen the team put up 99, 86, and I believe that Montverde game, they did that one before this one. They put up about 83, so this game looks like it's going to be low scoring in about the 60s.
Wismer's second attempt is no good. Ball goes out of bounds and stays with DME. Good hustle by Diaz on the baseline after he missed the layup and sticking with it. Keep fighting for his team there. Got him an extra possession. So did Alejandro Castellanos. Smith's pull up, good. Kari Smith, that's a good sign for Coach Santos for him to get rolling offensively. He's one of their better scorers on this roster. 2 on Harge, and he makes the right read. And that's another turnover by Triple Threat. They're in double figures in turnovers. I'd say DME is as well. And DME is on a little run right now. And Wismer's three is no good. And here comes, for the first time, about to check in the game at the scores table, is Gowanda Dada Huang from China.
Man, Dada, he's a fan favorite here, man. Great guy. Works hard in practice, hustle. Good to see him get in the games. Interesting to see what he's going to do today.
And Wismer, after a good defensive rebound, gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. With Wong checking in, and he'll go get Nicholas Bird. Nope, he'll get Baptiste. Who is he getting? He's getting Bird, Nicholas Bird. Good minutes from Bird. Wismer's giving him good minutes too, Ricky.
Absolutely, absolutely. They haven't had Cedric on the court for a good 6-7 minutes, and they've actually grasped the lead back. They're on a 7-0 run right now.
Harge gets his first 2 of the game. And that's a good sign for Coach of Triple Threat. Kari Smith with a tough floater off balance. And that's no good, and I'm not sure Coach Santos likes that one. And Triple Threat with the ball, looking to regain the lead here. Three
3 minutes left in this first half, man. Really interested to see who can try to make a run here to try to pull away, gain some ground for the second half.
Another defensive rebound by Wismer, and he'll push the break and turn it over. Rodriguez and Harge on a 2-on-1 break, and Harge gets another bucket. He's got 4 now, and he's starting to come alive a little bit.
Absolutely. Always good as a point guard to know when you're going too deep on a fast break, getting no man's land, and you can't make a play.
Castellanos hits that 15-footer. He's tried a few of those today, and that's the first one I believe he's made, but he can make that shot. Giron for 3, no good. Diaz with the ball. He'll find Wismer. Wismer's pass barely gets caught. Castellanos keeps it, works, and he's working down there with a nice turnaround, and he's got 8 or 10 in this half, and he's keeping them afloat as DME gets a 3-point lead here. Just under 2 minutes left in the first half. Harge plays with Giron, pick and roll. Hesitates. Finds Rodriguez. 5 on the shot clock. Diaz guarding him. Rodriguez, don't know if he sees the clock, doesn't in time. Shot clock violation. That's a pretty good defensive possession there for DME.
Absolutely. See if they can get another score here. Maybe stretch this lead out to 5 or 6 here. About 1:30 left before the half.
Good minutes by Wismer. Very, very impressed with how he played so far in this first half for DME. Stepped up when other guys were struggling.
Yep. Need that from your bench.
Huang gets away with a travel, and he steps out of bounds. I thought Dada should have pulled the trigger on that one.
Absolutely. Wide open. You have your feet set, in rhythm, knock it down.
Cordona drives, draws a foul on Diaz. He'll go to the line for a 1-and-1 here. Nobody has been able to create separation so far here in this last quarterfinal game of the, I'm sorry, this is not a first round. I'm sorry. Quarterfinals are later on tonight. 16 teams here.
Yep. Quarterfinals tonight and semis and finals tomorrow.
Kari Smith finds Castellanos. He goes back up, and they call another travel. I'm not sure about that one. Tough call for Castellanos. Still 29-26 here.
See if triple threat goes for a 2-for-1 right here.
Harge comes off the pick and roll. Step back, no. Kicks it out to Cordona for 3, no good. Rebound, Dada. Dada will bring it up the court. DME has a chance for a 2-for-1 here. Looks like they won't use it, and they'll get a good one. Castellanos, another 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Harge, and he'll hold for 1. $15 on the clock. That's a great change of speed, great hesitation, but his shot's blocked by Creedley. Five seconds left on the clock. Harge wanted a foul there, didn't get it.
Looked like all ball to me.
Yep. Good move.
Good move. Good sell on the up fake.
And he'll still get a layup. He's got 6 now in the half. He's not too happy. 3 seconds left on the clock. Creedley for half court, and it hits the light. And he would have had to pay for that. Those are expensive lights right there.
Gotta be careful with gyms with low ceilings.
And, you know, I thought, you know, I shoot those trick shots around here, and I always am cautious of that. I'd have been pretty pissed off if somebody broke it when I don't risk it in a trick shot. So you can't break it in the game. But first half's over, 29-28, DME on top. First half thoughts, Ricky?
I thought both teams came out and were very energetic. Definitely died off towards the end, but you could tell players were definitely getting tired. Just got to take care of the ball better. We probably had maybe 25 turnovers between the two teams. That's a lot of turnovers in one half. But, I mean, I know this is kind of somewhat preseason ball for a lot of these teams. Teams are just now getting their season started, and most of these guys have just been practicing amongst each other. So you got to get in rhythm, and you got to get these guys focused and disciplined. So a lot of these games in the beginning of the season are going to be kind of ugly. I always hear coaches saying they'd rather play bad in the beginning of the year and get better than play well in the beginning of the year, because there's not really much you can build off of when you're playing great to start the season. So a lot of these teams, they'll get better as they get going. It'll be interesting to see who's leading in these stats in the first half.
Scotty Schmidt usually brings those stats to us. Looks like Adam isn't going to do that. Let me see if I can wave them down and get the stats. I'd also like to get an update on the game over there. Can I get an update and can I get stats? The next one is a matchup here at 5 p.m. It will be Red Devils Academy versus DME. No,
it's Red Devil versus.
Who was over there on that other court? I think it was
Montverde versus
4A. 4A Academy and Red Devils Academy will be here in the first quarterfinal matchup on the live stream here on the main court.
That should be a good game. Red Devils, they got a couple of really good guards and a good big guy on that team, very active. And then I know that 4A team, they've got a very talented scorer out of Orlando, Robert Perry. Went to Oak Ridge, guy can light it up in a heartbeat. So
played with Damon Harge on that state championship team. And Rob almost came to DME. He had 30 in the opening round game.
Yes, he can fill it up.
So he could definitely do that. First half stats. Harge with 6. Rodriguez with 4. Castellano with 11. And that is the only one in double figures. Castellano with 11. For DME, Alejandro Castellanos with 4, 6, 7. You got Allen, who we didn't see much of in the second, in the first half. Must be in foul trouble. He has 6. And everyone else just kind of sprinkled in with 3 or 2. So low scoring affair, the lowest scoring affair of the first round so far that we've seen.
Absolutely.
And what are your takeaways, and what do you think is going to separate or let one of these teams get separation from each other?
Back to what I said in the first half, whoever can take care of the ball. I think that's a big thing in today's basketball. The team that can take care of the ball and actually get a shot off and work that defense and wear those guys down normally ends up being in a better position to win the game at the end of the game. Still got to put the ball in the hoop, but you want to take care of the ball. And that's one thing that I preach to my guys. And I know that's one thing that I know most coaches would preach is not turning that ball over. Can't win basketball games you turning it over.
"35 seconds left before the second half starts. Ricky, you got a game here at 5 as well. You played Montverde. Why don't you touch on that game before what you think or what you know about them, or kind of what you're trying to, build off of, kind of had some rough patches so far with your team in the early part of the season, first few games.
Well, I definitely don't know much about him, but I know what we need to work on is obviously getting back in transition. We're really bad at getting back in transition. Too many ball watchers, as I call them, guys who are getting caught in no man's land between the hashes. And then offensively sharing the ball. We got a lot of good scores, and they all come from their high schools, and they've been the man. So it's the toughest transition. We got a lot of scores, but we don't got a lot of passes right now. So guys that want to be unselfish and make each other better, feel like once those guys figure that out, they'll be absolutely fine.
The talent's definitely there. The ability to score the ball, the ability to create for themselves and others is all there. Just getting those kids to mesh. And, you know, that's the tough part about coming to a sports academy like this. Everyone comes to these things to get exposure, to get recruited. Sometimes it's hard for a kid to buy into still winning matters, the team matters. It's not just about me getting a scholarship.
Yep.
Kids seem to struggle with the fact that if the team wins a lot, the better you look, the easier it is for you to get recruited.
I know most guys don't understand that, but it is the truth. I've been telling my guys that since day one. No one wants to come watch a loser. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure that you're doing your job to help your team succeed, because at the end of the day, you never know. Someone may come watch Mike Pronangio play, but then Ricky Classic a game, and that's who they see. So it's just funny how these things work, but I know I did it. I know you did it, and that's what I'm trying to tell my players. It's the same process. It doesn't change. You want to go to the next level, do the details, pay attention, focus, be disciplined, work hard. Everything else will work itself out. But you gotta have those things, and you gotta be a player that's coachable. A lot of kids aren't coachable nowadays, and it's because of just the lack of discipline. Gotta have discipline.
Starting the second half, DME starts with Quincy, Mohammed, Cedric, Allen, and Alejandro.
That might have been his third, because I think he might have been in foul trouble.
Yep, I believe so. I think that's his third as well. And Christian Williams will step back to the line and try to tie this game up and give Triple Threat a lead. It's been a back and forth affair so far. And I expect it to be that for the whole second half. Second one no good, rebound to Creedley. He'll find Cedric, who DME really needs to get going as he turns the ball over, trying to get the ball. And we start the second half a lot like we started the first half, with 2 turnovers so far. Maybe 3 turnovers, unless you want to count that as a shot attempt. Williams finds Castellano. Pull-up jumper, no good. Foul on Giorang.
There's a lot more patience. We see a lot of impatient basketball plays. Everyone's going for the home run play instead of making the fundamentally sound play.
Anyone's game here, with a chance to play in the quarterfinal of the inaugural Beach and Ball Classic here, as Creedley hits a big 3 for DME. The score should be 32, and that should put DME up 3. Harge stumbles, turns it over. Castellanos tries to find Schiller, ball's loose, picked up by Williams. He thought about throwing one down court, and he said, let me just save the possession.
Man, smart move. 5 turnovers in the last 6 possessions to start the half.
It's been an ugly one so far. Defensive struggle. Rodriguez, 3 no good. Creedley pushes the break, hesitates, pulls it out. Come off of Castellanos' pick. Quincy tries another 3. That one's no good. Castellano's been a workhorse for DME, getting his team another possession. Dedeker, floater, no good. Gets to the free throw line, though. And this might be DME's biggest lead of the game if he makes these 2 free throws. I don't think they've ever had a bigger than a 2 or 3 point lead. Maybe they've had 5.
Yeah, I think the biggest one was 5.
23 to 18, yeah. Good. Dedeker's first free throw, good. Quiet game so far for him. He's kind of the engine for this team. And what, obviously being a point guard, what level do you see him falling to in the recruiting process?
If he keeps progressing, I think he could be a low major Division I or definitely Division II kid. Just depends on how much more he can progress in the next 6 months. Because for me, I know that was something that I used to hear a lot of when people would evaluate my game, and I didn't have no one telling me I was Division I player. So for me, I never say that someone can't, but you got to put the work in. A lot of kids want to play Division I. They don't understand how tough it is to make it to that level. Less than 2% makes it. So you got to be talented. You got to have more than just a scoring ability or handle or you just being a high flyer. But he's definitely a player. I mean, what do you think about him? What do you think about Cedric?
I think he's a Division I player. If given the opportunity, I think he's got a lot of game to him.
That's 3 turnovers in a row by DME White.
Yep, and that's kind of why I've been hesitant to talk about Cedric, because it's been a run here by Triple Threat as they recapture the lead, 35-34. And Coach Santos doesn't like what he sees and calls a timeout. But back on Cedric, I think Cedric's a Division I player. I think he's smart, knows how to play, competes on both ends, is a little erratic at times, can shoot it, can get his own shot, good in pick and roll. I think he could be on the national team. And, I think there's going to be a learning process to the American game, but I think he's learning it now instead of in college. And I think he could play at a Division I school and be a very good player in the right system, especially. Definitely a scholarship guard. I think a Division I low major kid. This has been a tough one to get in a flow or rhythm as a player, as a ref, as a coach. Yeah. Or as a commentator.
No, absolutely. It's one of those grinded out games. It's not gonna. Doesn't seem like a team is just gonna blow the doors off and blow the other one out. So it's gonna come down to who can execute and take care of the ball at the end of the game. And get some stops too. Although majority of the teams have been getting stops. If I'm being fair.
Harge has 10.
He's woken up a little bit since that 5-minute point left in this first half. He's been filling it up there.
California kid originally from, I believe, Northern Cal.
Yeah, I had a little stint in North Carolina and then moved down here to Orlando.
So, done a pretty good job. Played at Orlando Christian Prep on some of those really good teams. And made the move to Oak Ridge his senior year. Won a state title. Might have won one at Orlando Christian Prep,
too. I think he won 1 or 2 his freshman and his sophomore year, if I'm not mistaken. He was on some really talented teams with Adonis Enriquez, Jonathan Joseph. They had some really good players there.
Beautiful backdoor cut and finish by Castellano, and a beautiful pass by Rodriguez. And this is a 6-point lead for Triple Threat as Kari Smith turns it over. But Triple Threat can't capitalize. Harge will get the ball and set up shop. There's 8 seconds on the shot clock. I don't know if that was reset properly. And a foul's call with 1 second left on the shot clock. I don't think there was a reset, though, because it was a 3-on-1 break.
And then a pass out, pass over, and it was already at 6.
So we got to get Malcolm on the horn over there.
Just the confusion.
I don't know what.
I think it might have been the shot clock. That's exactly what it was. They're fixing it now.
I don't think it should be, though, because shot clock wasn't right.
Yeah, so they
well,
reset
it was
it.
under 20, though. It was definitely under 20 when the foul occurred, but it wasn't at 1 either. Was that a kick ball?
Off Black's foot.
No reset, so. Nicholas Bird up fakes, kicks it out to Dedeker. He wants to pick and roll. He'll drive it, kick it to Bird, corner pocket. Good. Nick Bird. Much needed bucket for DME White as they cut the lead in half to 3. And a timely basket by him. Harge finds Rodriguez 3, no good. Diaz to Bird. Bird pivots, hits it out to Creedley. No good on the 3. Rebound corralled, and it's a tie-up. Great hustle by Diaz. Diaz lucky he didn't get a tech there.
Yeah, normally you see refs at least warn you about that.
Diaz is from another country. Maybe they realized that and he didn't understand what that signal meant. I don't know what he's complaining about. It was definitely a jump ball.
Frenchman.
Castellanos on the ground, picks it up, turns it over. Common thing we've been saying today. Good hustle by Bird. Ball goes out of bounds.
Right spot.
Triple threat will keep it and use a timeout here. Wet spot on the floor. We will need some help. Castellanos fell, and there's a wet spot in the middle of the floor. And DME needs to get some maintenance over there to clean it up.
Get a broom or something on that floor so nobody gets hurt.
So 15:05 here left in the game. 40-37, triple threat on top. DME on the day so far, 1-2. Be a good showing if they can get 2 into the quarterfinals. Obviously, I think the DME national team's got to be the favorite in this tournament. I don't see anyone.
That team, I mean, we haven't seen
the other court. I haven't seen. Yeah,
we haven't seen the other court. That's the only thing we haven't seen on the.
So it'll be interesting. Depth is a huge need in this tournament when you got 4 games in one day. Some teams don't have it.
I saw a team today with 5 kids. Had 4 kids that were taking the ACT. So they only have 5 kids for their first game.
Tough call on Creedley. I thought Williams
swung his forearm right in his face.
Yep.
Might have been at the aftermath of him getting grabbed.
Yep, and it probably was. And that's the 5th team foul by DME. So they got to be cautious here and not getting into foul trouble more because they got Quincy on the bench and they got Schiller on the bench here in foul trouble. Good defense by Harge. And he picks the pocket of Dedeker and scores. He just came alive and got 11 or 13 points. Dedeker for 3. Good response by him after the turnover and the lead back down to 2. Here, and Dedeker's got to step up and take over this game for DME if they're going to win this game.
Good spin move. Good spin move. Who was that?
Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez.
Good ball
he showed me some good stuff today. Definitely good ball player. They got him between him and Harge. They got him a pretty solid backcourt. And then you add Castellano making a couple trade bombs. It makes them a little bit of a deadly trio. And they're not big either. They're not tall, but they get it done.
Castellanos, 3 in the corner, no good. He's kind of cooled off. And a silly foul by Williams. And the team's 4th personal. And here comes Quincy Afo again. And you look at this DME team, almost all of them are international, except there's 2 kids from New York, Castellanos and Wiswer.
And Kari's from Frankfort, Illinois.
And Kari Smith. Afo faces up, kicks it to Dedeker, extra pass to Creedley. In the corner, 3 no good. Long rebound corralled by Harge. Harge in the open court, turns it over. Nick Bird on the other end finds Diaz. Diaz, he'll turn it over.
Just too loose with the ball. Gotta take care of that ball.
Good transition play, feed, and tough finish there by Dudion. And the lead back up to 6 for triple threat. And another turnover by DME. DME shooting themselves in the foot with turnovers today.
Yeah, turnovers is their Achilles heel right now. DME is turning it over at a very alarming rate. They got to take care of this ball. I can hear Coach Ko telling them to take better care of it. These guys got to do a better job of locking in. It's a little bit of full court trapping going on, and it looks like they're starting to fold under the pressure a little bit.
Harge finds Castellano. Baseline drive and a turnover by Rodriguez. Racing ahead is Dedeker, and he travels, and turnover after turnover after turnover for DME.
Like I said,
can't beat good teams when you turn the ball over 20-plus times.
Team that takes care of the ball will win this game. Right now, triple threat prep is definitely taking better care of the ball.
Ball out of bounds. DME's ball after the missed 3 by Rodriguez. And a foul on Rodriguez, guarding Creedley too tight. Dedeker for 3, another one's good, and back to a 3-point lead for triple threat. DME just can't get over this hump, though.
They can't. They keep cutting it to 2 and 3, and then they keep giving up big plays off of turnovers. It'd be interesting to see if they can finally get over the hump right here.
Harge. Dedeker guarding him. Finds Giorang. He takes it in with a 2-hand flush, and he looks like he's hobbling a little bit.
A little bit.
Diaz at the other end. Thought about a 3. Skip pass to Creedley. Back to Bird. Back to Creedley for 3, and it's good. DME cuts it to 2. This is about where they get it, and then turnovers have been their worst, their Achilles heel after this point. Foul on Diaz. Kari Smith will check back into the game with 11:21 left for Diaz. Every foul from here on out for triple threat is the 1-and-1. Harge with Dedeker on him, and he draws the foul on Dedeker. 1-and-1 for Harge.
That's the toughest transition, too. I know Dedeker is probably trying to get used to some of the, I'm not saying tic-tac stuff, but overseas that you might not, that's not a foul. You're allowed to do a lot more hand checking overseas than you are here in America nowadays.
Hip checking, knee checking.
Yeah,
you could do a lot of it.
You get a lot away with a lot over there.
Especially if you're a local. over there.
Even better. They love the local guys over there.
So definitely a transition. Thought just Hard just jerked his head back and sold the foul, and credit to him. He's going to the line with it. Updates on the other court don't have. However, I am going to give people viewing an update on the Florida-Georgia game. 10-0 Georgia, first half. Florida's on the move.
Bulldogs.
Iowa beating Penn State 5-0. 5-0. My Bills scored 5 points last week. Lost 37-5 at Indianapolis, so I'm not too crazy about that.
You got
5-0. How do you? It's hard to score 5
Yeah,
points.
that means you got a safety and a field goal.
And it looks like it's fourth down, so they'll kick a field goal and go to 8-0. Then it looks a little more normal. But great action.
It's both free throws
here and in the college football ranks today. Another turnover by DME. Another run out. Fast break. Great pass. And a missed dunk by Diodone. And then he shoots a turnaround fadeaway right after the missed dunk. And Harge is not happy as he's not running back on defense. Dedeker for 3, and that's a big 5-point swing. And DME gets the lead here. Dedeker with his third triple of the second half.
And he's starting to heat up. Damon heated up for a little bit now. Looks like Dedeker is starting to heat up. He can definitely do that. Stretch the floor, knock down open shots. He's not a guy that has the ball in his hands. He'll give it up.
Dedeker finds Kari Smith for a right wing 3, and DME's lead up to 4. 6-0 run for DME to out of the timeout by Coach Santos, and maybe this can build into some separation as Castellano misses another 3. He's cooled off here since the hot start. And DME looking to build on their 4-point lead. Bird. Reverse layup. No good. Looked good. Pretty nice take.
It was. I wanted that to drop for him.
A little too much spin on that
He
ball.
worked hard for that. Looks like DME's went to denying Harge the ball, which is a very smart move because that run that Triple Threat made was definitely pushed and spurted by him. So very interested to see what Triple Threat does to combat that.
I like these two guards. Rodriguez and Harge are hard to keep in front. Crafty guards. There's Afo is fouled out of the game. So now Coach Santos has 2 decisions to make. He's got to go back to Schiller here with just under 10 minutes left, who's also in foul trouble. And he's got Castellanos over there.
I'm pretty sure Castellanos will be coming back in a second. They need him in the game. He does a lot for these guys, both defensively and offensively. So definitely expect Coach K.O. to get him back in the game soon.
Offensive rebound off the free throw for Triple Threat. And a timeout by the coach of Triple Threat here with 9:23. I would ask you some insight on the game, but from pretty much all we keep talking about, it's turnovers.
Absolutely. Heard the DME girls program isn't going to be too shabby this year.
We have a chance. We have a pretty good team. And a lot of upperclassmen, great guard play. And biggest thing will be, a lot like most of these post-grad teams, how do we get back in transition? How do we defensive rebound? And how do we take care of the ball? Those 3 things, when you're a small team,
absolutely
dictate a lot of the results in your games. And I'm fortunate to have a really good point guard who hopefully can limit her turnovers this year and and keep us not having games like this. Out of the timeout. 3 seconds called on Giarang. Dedeker with Rodriguez guarding him. He'll find Creedley. Creedley thought about a skip pass, finds Kari Smith. Kari wants a high pick and roll. He'll come off. Hesitate, get in the paint, kick it to Bird. Extra pass to Dedeker for another one, no good. Creedley offensive rebound, he's fouled. Will he go up, will he get 2 free throws out of this is the question.
Looked like he was going back up with that, but I think the ref is saying he was on the floor.
Not sure how it's on the floor. Inbounded to Schiller, he'll try a 3. He'll show the range, and Alan Schiller, who had a good little stretch in the first half, been in foul trouble, has helped DME get their biggest lead of the game of 6 points.
Good move. That's tough. Rodriguez again with a very good move to get to the rim, get by his defender. He's been doing that all game, him and Harge.
Dedeker gets slapped, and that's his team's 6th foul for triple threat. Someone's got 5 fouls.
I think that's Rodriguez.
Wow. That hurts.
That hurts them big time. If I was DME and I was Coach Carroll right now, I would tell them to deny Harge. The other dominant ball handler on their team has just left the floor. Do not let Harge touch it. Make the other 4 guys beat you.
Good game for Rodriguez as he is disqualified now, but a very good game for him. And this is a golden opportunity for DME to seize the moment and get into some offense and find a way to get some space as Kari Smith hits a nice mid-range pull-up on Giarang to get the lead back up to 6 here with just 8 minutes left. Castellanos, he shows that he's got a little game off the dribble, couldn't finish. A good move. Dedeker draws the foul, he'll go to the line. DME looking to extend this thing as they are now in the bonus.
Look like DME is outlasting the triple threat a little bit. They're starting to wear it down.
A lot of ball game left. Eight-point lead for DME, 59-51. Castellanos goes to the high post to Giarang. He turns, pivots, kicks it out to Christian Williams. He drives it. Schiller contests well. Tipped by Bird and corralled by Creedley. DME looking for their first double-digit game or double-digit lead of the game. Kari Smith's jumper no good. Harge with the ball into the front court. Harge hesitates, pulls up, good. Harge with 14, 8 in the second half. Lead back down to 6. Triple threat goes into their 1-2-2, 2-3, it looks like. Dedeker can't get the triple. Off and running is Harge. Pretty good defense there by DME. Harge was trying to draw the foul, couldn't. They stayed away from him, made him a finisher.
DME needs to get out of shooting these three-pointers right now. They're giving triple threat, fast break layups. That's back-to-back layups off of missed threes.
Timeout Santos and his crew. 4-point lead for DME, 6:36 left. How much longer do you keep Castellanos out the game?
Not much, but I mean, they got that lead with him off the court, so as a coach, that's always a tough call when you have a starter or a guy that plays a lot of minutes and you make a run without him on the court. Do you bring him back in and mess up the flow, or do you leave those guys in until the flow or that run gets broken, you know?
Yeah, it's always a tough call. I think, let me ask you this, and I'm not saying he's
There he is.
Kevin,
He's back on the court.
I'm not calling him Kevin Durant, but I don't care how good of a flow we're in. 6 minutes left in the game, Kevin Durant's checking back in the game.
And I always argue that point. That is a great point, but at the same time, Kevin Durant is a $20 million guy, so
30.
It's not a lot of
35
guys.
Maybe.
It's not a guys that are making that type of money. So when you think about that at the collegiate or post-grad or high school level, that changes your thought process a little bit too, because these guys still aren't as consistent or efficient as a Kevin Durant, as we see DME with another turnover. So for me, that's the one thing that I always try to be aware of, cautious of, but at the same time, try to make the right read as a coach.
Harge. Ball ends up in, wow. That's a deep three that comes up about 5 feet short. Dedeker on the run, finds Wismer. Wismer with the bucket. He's got 5, and that's been a great sign for Coach KO today. Wismer's taking the defensive assignment of Harge here. He's in a stance. Gets beat off the dribble. Uses a foul. That's not bad. I still like him defensively getting after it and
Absolutely.
challenging him.
Accept the challenge. You can't be out there and be fearful of no man or no woman when it comes to what they can do to you on the court. My mentality has always been just to go at them. Execute the assignment and the game plan, however the coach is telling you to guard him, and then make an adjustment. The guy's killing you doing something that he normally doesn't do, and communicating with your coaching staff and adjusting to how you guard that guy. But never backing down. Got to always accept the challenge.
Harge makes both, 5-point game, and triple threat goes into a full court press.
This was when they got the lead last time, when they made this little bit of a trap, half-court trap type, made DME speed up, and they threw the ball away a couple times.
Diaz, short corner jumper, no good. Rebound, Harge. How long do you keep Kari Smith and Nicholas Bird out the game?
Not much longer, but I know Kari needed a breather. He had been full court pressing Harge for the last 2-3 minutes.
Diadonfas Giarang, long 2 is good. We got a 2-point ball game here.
Seesaw, this back and forth, back and forth.
Dedeker with the skip to Diaz. He finds Creedley for a 3, no good. Rebound Castellanos, he double dribbles. Good call by the ref, they almost missed it. Coach Santos is preaching. He wants layups right now. Layups win games, Coach.
Yes, they do. Getting to the rim, getting fouled, making free throws, winning the game. That's what it's all about. 4-minute drill now. That's what they want. They want these guys to jack up threes. Like I said before, easiest way to come back, making team shoot threes. And now they made them speed up and turn it over again.
Dedeker turns it over. And a silly foul by Diaz to put Harge on the line for 2 free throws here.
Double bonus. Got to be smart. IQ, game, clock, possession. Know how many fouls your team got? 94 feet away from the basket. How do you feel about that as a coach when you see a player, you're up and just not understanding time, possession, foul trouble, what the scenario is, and making a silly foul like that, with especially arguably the other team's best player?
Well, I've never liked fouls 92 feet away from the basket. Never made sense to me. I don't know why it would happen. You know, what are you going to do picking up a guy full court 90 feet away, especially a guy like Harge who's going to just
blow right by you. And now they got to be smart because now the momentum just completely shifted. DME was up 59-51 and 61 all now. A 10-2 run in a matter of seconds.
Dedeker's three, no good. Rebound, Giarang. Contact, bodies flying, no call, good no call. And Castellano pulls it out and gets the ball to Diodone in the post. He goes at Creedley, kicks it out to Giarang, who's starting to find the range. That one's no good, gets his own rebound. And a reset on the shot clock should happen. There we go, they got a reset late. Harge off the wrong foot floater. That is tough.
Right foot, right hand floater, same foot. Comes unpredictable to the big man blocking that shot. See a lot more of that now in the NBA. Guys working on same hand, same foot finishes, throw off shot blockers, timing to block their shots. Very crafty for smaller guards.
Danger zone for DME here as they start to look fatigued and in a drought and momentum against them.
Triple threats on a 12-2 run before that offensive foul on that screen.
Thought it was a good screen.
I thought it was, but he was a little late. The defender had already started running, and he kind of hopped into him as he stopped on that screen. It was a late call, but it was the right call. Been pretty solid officiating all day, too, from what I've seen. I haven't really seen bad officiating, really good officiating all day.
Schiller to Smith in the high post. Back to Schiller, who drives it baseline. He'll turn it over. Akari Smith playing pretty good D. A timeout by Triple Threat. 2:47 left. Nick Bird will check in the game. And Santos is going to his horses here. Late in crunch time. As they try to.
I hear some noise over there from the other court. Wish we had somebody over there telling us.
Overtime on the other court.
Overtime on the other court between Red Devil and the Skill Factory out of Atlanta. Red Devil and the Skill Factory out of Atlanta. Red Devil White.
Yes.
And the Skill Factory out of Atlanta. I heard that Skill Factory is a pretty good team.
That is also one of the favorites in this tournament.
The Skill Factory?
The Skill Factory.
Well, that's Red Devils putting it to them. Red Devils had good showing so far today. They're 2-0. And this is their third team that's playing. So Red Devil definitely coming up here and making some noise.
Coach Rock, a Daytona Beach native, and has been doing a lot of stuff in the area for a long time. Our janitor used to play for the Red Devils while he was working here. Nice. So he was a janitor at night and played for Coach Rock in the afternoon. I don't know where he's at. Ricky played for Seabreeze and was athletic, could shoot the ball a little bit, and hard worker. Harge out the timeout, gets two screens. Stutter steps, goes to Williams. Williams thinks about it, pivots, gets away with the travel. Castellanos sees the clock, drives it, finishes it with 1 second on the shot clock. 4-point lead here. Nice take by Castellanos.
That was a big shot. DME's in a tight spot right now.
Quick three by Kari Smith.
Triple threats on a 14-2 run. They need to be really careful now.
Harge off two screens again. Changes directions. Dumps it off to Williams. Kicks it out to Castellanos. How he started the game is how he's finishing the game. And DME down 7 now after a 5-0 Castellano run.
For me, don't sleep on this DME team. They still got a chance, but they got to do something quick. They got to stop the bleeding. It's a 17-2 run right now.
Turnover by Kari Smith, foul by Dedeker, and 2 free throws coming ahead for Castellano, who's going to try to add to his own run. tough break. And just a tough last 7-8 minutes for DME White.
59-51 at the 7:23 mark. 6 minutes later, 68-61.
Castellanos leaves a crack in the door, misses a free throw.
DME needs a quick score here. They can get a quick score and then another quick stop and then another quick score. It could be a 3-point game with like 45 seconds left. Even if triple threat runs down one shot clock, they still could do something here. He just
two missed free throws by Castellanos.
Needs a quick score. They need a quick score here.
Carter Smith almost turns it over, gets fouled, and that's a silly foul.
Stop the clock. That's what they needed. Now, if I'm DME and I'm Coach KO, I tell them here, hit both free throws, don't foul, get a stop, and another quick score, and then now it's a one-possession game, and then the shot clock is always in your favor.
Do you press?
Yeah, but do you risk giving up a layup? That's the only problem. I'd rather make guys make free throws. That hurt. Wow.
Was that a lane violation?
No, we had a missed free throw, and then we had a push in the back on a rebound.
By Giarang.
So it's 1-1 again.
No, it's 2 free throws.
Now it's double bonus.
Castellanos gets 2 free throws.
Wow, look at that. Crazy.
The only thing would have been better for DME is if Kari made the first and that happened on
that would have been even better.
Free throw box outs drive me crazy when I don't get defensive rebounds.
Big shot right there.
And Castellanos makes it. So now a 2-possession game here with 1:23.
DME does not need to foul. All they need to do is stay solid and get a stop here. And
turnover on the inbound. No.
Almost got it, but the clock didn't even start there. Still on minute 23.
DME ain't complaining about that.
No time ran off there. That's a little bit of a shocker. And then he fouled and did not need to foul.
Too much panic mode for DME here. As Harge goes to the line, even though Castellanos missed 2. You never know with Harge. Harge has struggled today for the most part. He's had a nice second half. I thought he had a pretty good end to the first half and a pretty good start to the second half, but to the standard I would expect him to play. I don't think he's played up to his standards or to his coach's standards. So he made both. He'll have a quiet night, but if they get the win, that's all that matters. Dedeker finds Castellanos. He'll drive it, try to draw a foul. He does. And with 1:13 left, DME's back at the free throw line, down 7. And Christian Williams now has 5.
They don't have nobody else after this guy fouled out.
Wait, who just fouled out?
Christian Williams, number 34.
Yep. They said 34, right?
Christian Williams.
Christian Williams is fouled out. They have still 2 good-sized forwards on the floor. Now, if this game goes into overtime, advantage DME, but they got a long way to go to get to that point. Castellanos makes the first, back to a 2-possession game, and maybe Coach Santos tries to do something different than full court pressing here with so much time left.
Violation. I wouldn't foul. I would get a stop and a score.
Still pressing.
I would foul right there, though.
Castellanos.
I wouldn't let him touch the ball either.
Harge. Ooh, got away with a walk. In the corner. Step through. Finds Diodone, who's going to lay it up and finish with a minute left. DME down 8. They'll double-team Dedeker, make him give it up. Bird for 3. No good. Rebound Harge, and now you start to think that triple threat is going to advance to the second round.
Yeah, I mean, that's big-time turnaround. A lot of credit to a triple threat.
With Rodriguez out the game.
Yeah, they were down 59-51. They're on a 21-3 run right now. That's pretty impressive, not going to lie. Completely turned it around. We thought DME was about to to close the game out. And to Harger's credit, he started that run. He hit the floater in the middle of the paint. Then he hit that runner off that right foot. Then he had a layup. Then he had hit Castellano in the corner for the big three. Just made some plays down the stretch to help his team win the game. That's what you got to do.
And I expect him to have a better game
tonight at 8:30.
Yep.
They'll play that winner of Red Devil White versus the Skill Factory, which would be a little bit better.
Avoiding a meltdown by Triple Threat. They will be advancing, and they will play tonight at 8:30 p.m. here on this court. No, I'm sorry, on the Lakers court. 8:30 p.m. will be Montverde, who beat DME Select, versus Red Devils, Black.
Yep.
Both at 8:30. I will not be doing the 8:30 game. I will be doing the 7 o'clock game. I'm not doing the 5 o'clock. You will just have your regular live stream. Diodone gets fouled. 8-point game, 34 seconds left.
He would be the guy that I would foul. I haven't seen him shoot a free throw yet. Those are the guys you want to foul, guys that haven't been at the free throw line all game. Even if they aren't good free throw shooters.
He shot a few early on. He had 2 and 1 finishes. I don't remember if he made both of them.
You're about to find out.
I think he made one, but we'll see what he does.
Oof, that is our guy.
And here we go. 34 seconds left. Quick score by DME.
If I'm DME, quick score and deny everybody but him.
I don't think that hit the rim, but there we go.
Start either immediately. Kick it.
Big Bird finds Dedeker.
It's a big shot.
3, good. DME down.
Denied. 5. 31. Where's he at?
Let him get it, Creedley. Let him get it. Timeout by Triple Threat. I don't know how many more they have left. They got to be down to the nitty-gritty. And 5-point game here, 26 seconds left. Maybe we spoke a little too soon. Little home cooking on the clock. And Diodone's 2 bad misses. And Dedeker's 4-3 of the second half. And here we are, 2-possession game with 26 seconds left. What are you doing if you're Coach Santos?
I'm double-teaming Castellano and Hards, and I'm letting anybody else that ain't those two catching the ball. Only 2 proven guys on the court that can make free throws and shown any type of stroke. And Girank has shown me something too. Girank, the big man, has shown me they can step out and hit a shot.
We'll see who inbounds the ball for Triple Threat.
Definitely not Dion. I know he's not. Coach sending him far away. Look at that. So then I would send Mohammed up and help deny these guys up here.
Absolutely.
Because see, now Hart's got a one-on-one there.
Ooh. That was pretty good D. He almost got himself in trouble there.
I would play Alejandro play 2. I would send Mohammed up. See, because like right now you got the best ball handler on the court with the ball. And he's also the best free throw shooter. And he's also quick. So once he gets that ball, it's going to be tough to just make him give it up. You called it out, though. That they cut it to 5 there, and on that inbound, a little bit, kind of a heady play. You wouldn't know it if you ain't been in the situation enough. But if I'm Muhammad, I'm letting number 31 catch that ball. He was denying him, and he just hit 2 free throws. I would have left him and let him catch it. Let him get the ball. He's got to make free throws. Situation of basketball, though. I'm sure they're getting film on Monday, and they'll look back at this game, and I know Coach K will get these guys an earful for what they should have done and what they could have done better in this game. Had the game and definitely let it go.
Dedeker misses. Bird gets the rebound, finds Creedley. Kari Smith. And Diodone might give an emphatic flush at the end. Might have hurt himself.
He's been limping all game. I see that a lot in this era. Limp when you ain't got the ball. As soon as you're on offense, you're good.
Yeah. Castellano's bucket at the end of the game is good. 77-69 78-71. Triple threat advances to the quarterfinals as